Good afternoon, everyone. Today's weather's no joke, that's for sure. But what's been great about trying to do our conference online today is that many of you have still been able to participate, and as ever, those discussions that involve a number of us are refreshing and are ways of trying to find some solutions to the many challenges that we've got. Just a reminder to you all that the reason we are holding today's debate is about shaping our new business and moral case for effective diversity and equality practice. And I suppose one thing that I've been thinking is that I've kept saying it's about practice, but of course it's also about effective diversity and equality outcomes, about the difference that we make in terms of our practice. And today's event has been the third in a series, the first of which was in Nottingham in the summer, Herefordshire recently as well. And throughout any of those events, indeed it is emphasised very strongly, I thought, by William's points this morning, is that the business and moral case is fundamentally about knowing your community, and not only knowing your community but knowing your whole community. And it feels to me that that knowledge should give us the capacity as officers and of councillors, the confidence, because we understand what's going on in our local area, to then take the leadership decisions, have the difficult debates, which again we can't get away from, that they're going to be really hard decisions in the next few months and years about how to use our resources and how we use those resources to tackle inequality. And then how we combine all of those things, I think about how we work together to find solutions. So that's working together, I think, both within councils, but also crucially across different local authorities and with different partners from the public sector. I thought one of the other things that's come out of today's discussions is, of course, that partnership working is not easy and is always going to be challenging for different cultures and organisations, etc. But it's got to be a way forward, and I think we mustn't be put off by that initial difficulty. I just wanted to wrap up today's event by trying to explain to you what we see our role here at Local Government Improvement and Development is in terms of shaping a new business and moral case. And it comes in, I guess, three main planks of work. Firstly, there is a narrative around the new business and moral case, and this will be shaped by discussions like today, and indeed the myriad other discussions we have with colleagues from across the country, from central, national, regional perspectives. And that will be an overarching piece of work which we intend to have in place for March. The second area of work is thinking about how we help you in your local areas manage the tasks that you've got. So firstly and importantly, we want to refresh the equality framework for local government and indeed its sister public sector frameworks. I'm clear that we're using the word refresh because we don't want to revisit and change the frameworks, but clearly they need to fit into the current policy climate. So reflecting the public sector duty, for instance, reflecting localism, greater transparency, etc. Secondly, coming out of that, is that we are doing some work with our colleagues at the Government Office, the Government Equalities Office and CLG about some useful guidance around the public sector duty, and hopefully that we can capture the things that are important to local government within that. And then thirdly is some work around equality impact assessments and how we can make sure that they are really useful and practical tools in making some of the budget decisions that we need to make. So I'd see those three things as being, as I've said already, about helping you manage the process, both where we are now and where we need to be in the future. And then the final piece of work is something that will bring together some of the projects and research work that we're working on at the moment. The first of these is that we have 5 human rights pilots. And what's been interesting in terms of what's coming out of there is that those pilots are a way of us reconciling the needs of individual members of the community with, larger groups. And again, it feels to me that's a key way of addressing some of the things that the government's asking us to do, both to listen to the voices of our communities, but be able to target and personalise services to individuals. The second thing around thinking about what's next is a piece of work that we're doing around leadership, specifically focused on the leadership of women in local government. And again, how that leadership provides different perspectives and different ways of working. And again, it feels to me that that links very closely to the government's views on creating diverse boards and diverse leadership. And indeed, interestingly, some work that's going on in London at the moment, led by Capital Ambition based at London Councils, is thinking about what a more diverse leadership looks like in local government. And then finally, we're doing some work which I think ties into actually how we get to the right business and moral case at the moment. It's having that new, or not, well, maybe it's not new in all places certainly, but that more open discussion between elected members and officers, whereby the real challenges that face us can be worked out. So there's something there about those discussions being open, problem solving, etc. So I hope that's clear to everyone. Just to try and summarise what I'm saying, something about an overarching narrative around the new business and moral case for doing equality better, I guess. Secondly, those mechanisms to strengthen how we manage the process around how we use the equality framework, how we respond to the public sector equality duty, and how we do equality impact assessments. And thirdly, something about how we think about what's next in terms of human rights, leadership from women and indeed other groups, and how we have more of a better joint discussion from different sections of local government. I hope all that's made sense. You know where we are if it doesn't make sense, but I'm also really keen to hear from you out in the sector about whether you think these are the right ways forward, because as I said at the beginning, today's debate just emphasises the importance of us engaging, swapping ideas and practice in order to find the right ways forward. So thank you very much for participating today, and keep on participating. I just want to say a big thanks to all our contributors and to Tunbridge Wells and Sevenoaks for being willing to be a partner with us today. It is unfortunate, obviously, that we couldn't make it happen face to face because of the weather. But fight on regardless, and indeed, that is the spirit that's going to get us to work out the best a new business and moral case. And just as a final thank you, of course, is to Deborah Carson, who's, as you know, has been the main facilitator for today's events. And I know, poor thing, she is freezing in her garden shed, but she has carried on regardless, and indeed, that's something I hope we all do. So, thank you very much, everyone, and look forward to whatever it is we're doing next. Bye-bye. Is that all right?